Hey everyone, welcome to Rolling Across the Pond, Tea Break. I'm your boy wonder, Jesse, the GM, and I'm with Davida, Lee, and I think Luke. He's floating in the atmosphere of our screens. We don't see him, we can hear him. Oh, there he is. And we're gonna talk about episode 11 and 12, the what happened after the split. And we're kind of combining them because they happen exactly at the exact same time, even though in universe it's the same time. Obviously, outside of universe it's not. But sorry to break that veil if that's what you wanted to immerse in. Too bad. So we're going to talk about them intermittently. Hopefully you can stay on track. There'll be specific questions for specific people, but yeah, hope you enjoy this. So how are you doing, Lee? We haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's been a bit hectic with me starting my new job and stuff like that, but it's kind of good to finally see everyone. Like trying to get everyone on schedule is awful for me at the moment. Like it's all over the shop. So I've been hearing all the fun stuff you guys have been doing without me, and I'm really excited to hear some of the stuff.
Yes.
But yeah. Personally, I'm doing good. It's been fun. Obviously, we're talking about episodes 11 and 12. It was fun to edit those as always. Yeah, it's kind of funny because where we are now, recording and doing stuff, these happened so far back. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh oh wow, I did say that, or that person did do that. You know, it's quite funny. So yeah, other than that, I'm good. I'm really, really good and excited for this tea time.
Cool, great. Davida, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good today. Although last week was kind of crazy. My last week of work at Disney, because I'm not vaccinated and I cannot continue to work there unless I get a religious exemption or something else. So at this point, I'm not going to work there. But it was kind of crazy because the last day of work, I came back to my car and saw that my windshield was cracked. And I was like, how did this happen? I'm looking around. I see one of those pine cones that are really heavy because they are still green and it's still got all the sap and everything in it on the ground. And it's so heavy. I pick it up and I'm like, I think this is what made my windshield crack. And so it literally, a pine cone fell from the tree onto my car, broke the windshield on my last day of work, and I'm just like start crying because I'm just like, why? And I'm like, so
did you throw the pine cone after?
No, I saved it. Now I can keep it as
she aimed for a bird.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like, how dare you?
Maybe I'll take out with my dad's shotgun. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I just like so I'm so mad because I'm like, that was like, I just wanted to end that week off strong, and yet no, that. So anyway, I'll be doing I'll be working the seasonal job that I did last year with the Operation Christmas Child. They send boxes to kids all around the world, little presents and gifts and stuff. So I'm gonna work at the processing center again this year, and so that'll see me to the end of the end of the year, and then if I need to if I don't get approved to return to Disney by next year, I'm hoping I can get transferred to Knott's Berry Farm, and I would be doing face painting with the same company. It's just it would be a different theme park doing face painting, and so yeah, that may happen, but yeah.
Well, because we've answered the question, what about you, Jess? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm, being a dad.
Surviving.
Yeah, surviving. You know, my daughter is a bit of a handful sometimes, especially when I'm recording. She always seems to know when I'm recording and wakes up at that time. Otherwise, this whole week she's been asleep between 6 and midnight. So I was like, oh, you know what? I should have a few good hours then. Did not happen today, of course.
Unofficial mascot, mate. Wants to spend more time with dad unofficially.
Exactly. And you can hear her probably in our Halloween episode, which is funny. Just throughout it, you can hear her cry here and there. But that's, besides the point. Other than that, teaching my son how to swim, that's a workout in itself. It's great. But on top of him being deaf, he just has he's like he has the confidence of a professional swimmer, where he's like, "Oh, you said I did well. I'm a good swimmer. I'm just gonna go dive underwater now." And he just jumps underwater for like, and I'm like, "Okay, is he gonna come up now?" And he didn't, and so I pulled him out as soon as I could. Just like, I don't think he knows he's not able to hold his breath fully yet. So it's been a bit of an enjoyable time, but also a stressful time. But that's also my workout for the week, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, for the week. Yeah, just for the week, you know.
That's all I do. How are you doing, Luke?
Good. Being a 14-year-old, I'm glad I finally got through puberty.
We were all waiting for it. Seriously, how are you doing?
I'm a bit under the weather, but in comparison to like this morning, where I was like, I'm dead. I'm dying. I could feel very scratchy in my throat and can't breathe through my nose. I'm dying. I'm dead. So in comparison to that, really good. Just a bit scratchy.
It's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was really hoping you'd go from Boy Wonder to like all of us, and I could be like Man Wonder. Yeah. Scratchy throat.
I don't even know why I say Boy Wonder. It's just stuck because I couldn't think of
No, do you want to know
thing.
why? Because you're not Batman. That's why. You're always a Robin.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I can't be Batman. I just
can't be Batman.
I can't. Like I'm too hopeful.
Yeah, you can either literally be Jason, Dick, or Damien. That's all you got to pick.
I'm definitely not Damien.
Come on, you want Robin with a samurai sword. Come on.
I might go towards Dick.
Because you eventually become Nightwing.
Exactly. The Nightwing is what I'm looking forward to.
Nightwing, bro. You eventually become Nightwing. That's pretty dope.
I'll go with that.
There you go. Go with the Nightwing.
Yeah, so on that note, let's talk about episodes 11 and 12. This was the first episode you guys have been separated. And I know Luke and Davida, you guys weren't separated, but in that we were all at the recording. We were all there. We were all recording. They were right one after the other. So that's why you hear people coming in that weren't in the episode that just did commentary. As I guess my question is basically as a viewer of the episodes, or a listener and a viewer, I guess, while they were happening, what was there a moment when you were like, oh man, if I was there, I would be doing this instead? Or was it kind of like, oh, this is not about me, I'm not going to put myself in it at all? Give you a moment to think, because Davida's really getting into it.
Sure. I'll take it. I think obviously this was like the first episode when we went like, because we are so far ahead of everyone, just to give you guys spoilers. I think this was probably the first session where we all basically were on a recording, but we muted and just like kind of like sat back and listened to where the story was going. And sometimes we've all been in the session where, you know, we would basically record maybe 2-3 episodes in a time because of our schedules. So it was really cool to see like what people would do. Obviously, we would love to go rip his head off. What are you doing? Run in the other direction. But it was really funny because I think episode 11 was my favorite because it was just Davita just yelling at you, Jess, basically rules lawyer, and I loved it. Loved it. Like Sam has definitely rubbed off on you in a good way. He will literally be like, "That's wrong," or "That's right," and then you're like, "Yeah, that's what I wanted to do." So it was great. It was...
Yep. It was just that, like, I mean, it's a difficult medium to do, like, be able to like visualize a scenario that's being described to you without seeing it, and the way I've pictured it is different from the way you've pictured it. And so of course, like, there's just things that happen like that. But like when I just got so mad, and I was just like, you know what? I can't believe you just I went into a rage, but I was just like, it was kind of funny because I was like trying to like convince you that no, this was not what I meant to do, but yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I know, right? And so tried to be able to utilize my words a little bit more carefully and double check everything now before.
And she does, listeners, and I will edit all of that out so you do not have to go through it.
Yes, thank you for doing that, because I'm sure it can get quite annoying.
Not annoying, but it is.
It's necessary for me, but not for you listeners, because
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. What about you, Luke?
What I was thinking in that moment, or just in general?
Just in general, how was it like being a listener viewer, kind of in the atmosphere of what was happening, as well as playing episode 11 while being watched live? I mean, I know we've done that with a few guests here and there, but from the co-stars itself.
Yeah, one of my first thoughts with the split was that like it's a perfect divide of experienced and like semi-experienced. So I was kind of watching them to be like, okay, if I'm not following suit of like Sam and Lee, and I know Davida is doing this very well. That's why I'll let her lead a lot of the times. But yeah, I'm just trying to watch them and be like, okay, now it's like I'm 50% of the group. And spoiler, that's Hermit Chronicles, but
yeah, interesting. And I want to point out, I'm pretty sure you do not let her lead. I am pretty sure she just has that more outgoing personality compared to your.
Yeah, I've stolen the wheel and I've decided where we're going, and I don't let him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in a very Canadian way.
There you go. Culture at its best, people. Culture at its best.
And I told him, you can tell me what to do. If you don't want to do this, you
True. It's true.
But it's also our characters too, honestly. Just like us playing to our characters as well as us playing ourselves. I mean, I feel like we put so much of our own personalities into our characters. So, that's just
Yeah. Although, yeah, I do say like I want to have differences between the different characters, but yeah, usually you are a lot more. I can't think of the Canadian word for angry right now.
Hobo murdery.
But yeah, you're the outspoken one usually.
Thank you guys for sharing that. Mainly because it was my first time dealing with the split party, and so to give you listeners a peek into my brain, into my head, in how I've created this game till these episodes, I basically winged it 99% of the episode. Every episode, there's everything that kind of went after another. Everything was all improv. I barely made any notes. I barely had any idea of what was going to happen. I thought, oh, that's a great idea, because then if I can, think on the fly and it'll all be good. And then I get to these episodes and it was so wrong. It was so hard. I was trying to think of two different scenarios at the same time. I was trying to be in improv. I had a small set of things, like the guards were there, and that they Goro and Leaf would encounter these assassins. But in both circumstances, that was it. And you can tell my inexperience with using assassins, not just because I hid them a lot. No, we'll talk about that later. But the fact that I thought hide was, you're just invisible and all of that. And with Hava and Reader in arguing about which way is which and whatnot, I was very unprepared and very inexperienced in those situations. So it kind of, it got away from me. These episodes 100% got away from me, and I think they ended very well, but in it I was like panicking the entire time. I'm like, I'm lost. I don't know how to use an assassin. I don't know how to use this many NPCs. What are we gonna do? But it's good that you guys still enjoyed it and got stuff from it. So cool. That's just my 2 cents.
Which I will say from what was going in my head, I had a different campaign that Sam's running. I also play with him, and the last thing we fought there was an assassin. So I just kind of we like barely survived that encounter. So I was thinking in that moment, like Sam be like, "Ha! That's how that feels. Taste of your own medicine." But then, yeah, I'm also curious what's going through his head, which I wish he was here.
True.
Anyway, I was gonna say, as far as the being split thing, like my first time kind of like not working directly with like Lee or Sam, who've done this so much longer than me and Luke, I like most of the decisions I made were like very just like I Jesse edited a ton of it out, but I was humming and hawing a lot of the time because like Luke's character, it just wasn't as like assertive or whatever in making decisions. So I'm more like, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like, I mean, I was asking them like, is that but like for the most part, I was just like, well, you never know. I guess I just like, I felt like there was a world of possibilities to do, and like it's just there's like, okay, but like what's the best decision to make? And so like I felt like I was just like kind of scrambling to try and figure out the best thing to do and like not get ourselves killed immediately and stuff like that. But yeah, so it was difficult. It was a lot. I definitely learned a lot from that episode, honestly, just on maybe the right types of questions to ask, the right types of things to look for, just like just because that does like play a huge part in like the outcome of certain situations, is like what and like what are you looking for in order to like accomplish your objective or your goal or whatever. And now that I'm thinking back, I'm like, man, I wish I should have done this or that. Like I feel like we would have had slightly a more successful mission if we had done this instead of that, like all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, okay, well, I mean, now I know a little bit better types of like questions to ask, at least for the future.
Yeah.
But
and for me, I've learned that I need to plan more. So now a lot of the next episodes are more structured, more, well, I say structured, they lean to the story more, and it allows the characters to do more with it. But
I feel like just you getting more familiar with our particular tendencies, like you can kind of guess what we're gonna do. Like you know Goro is gonna attack, that like so it's like definitely. Kind of like like I'm gonna always investigate something or whatever, like so it's like you've gotten to know us as our characters better, so definitely. I think that allows you to be able to prep a little bit better, because you could probably guess what our characters would do in this certain situation, which allows you to be more prepared.
Definitely. I think I do say that in one of the episodes too. I'm like, don't worry, I've already got all your answers. I already know you're going to ask all these questions, so I've got it all. Oh, but also, from the get-go, because they're both on a journey, I did do random encounter checks, and I don't know if I'd mentioned that to these guys. And that is why Goro and Lee fight the assassins, because that was a random encounter. They just happened upon these assassins, and that's how that unraveled. And then for these guys, it was the rabbits. There was just a stampede of animals, and I did a random roll for which animal, and it just turned out to be a whole lot of rabbits. And so, yeah.
So, and if it's like up in the air about this, feel free to avoid the question. So they were just rabbits. They're not like some kind of trick that it's gonna grow up and start killing us.
I have a plan for your rabbit, and I'm happy about it. Yeah, I love the soundtrack you put in this episode, and the atmosphere you created for like Havan Reader, and then the intensity that happened with the assassins against you guys. That was so good.
Yeah, we've got a few things narrowed down of like generic things we can have, but it's kind of interesting when you come to edit it, because obviously when we talk random, it's hilarious to put like those little sound bites of that random thing, because it just breaks the thing, because I think it's beautiful. It's a pain in the ass to do, but I love doing it, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just drop that in there. We're going to be taught. We went on a tangent, put that in. Yep, cool. Chop that. Come out there. We'll go back into the madness. No, literally 5 seconds later, we're back to madness again. So, scrap that. Let's just go and put the whole song in here. All right, cool. Yep, 2 minutes of us rambling. Let's get back to the craziness. Yes. I absolutely love it. It's just good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's that I also found that because I did the edit for the Halloween episode. Please, everybody, if you hate it, that's on me, not on Lee. I'm still learning all that stuff, but Lee's got a lot on, and so we wanted to get it out soon. But I was like, do I put this scary, like, how do I cut this? Where do I put this? And I had to listen to a few episodes to kind of get a gist of an idea of how our format is. So Yeah, hats off to you, Lee. I am so impressed how you can just
Well, you
just
do the hard
amazing
work. You go through like I don't know how many hours because you've got all these audio tracks. I literally
Yeah.
am blessed by going, cool. I need to put sound effects here, nothing there. That's fine. So I don't think I'd take as long as you do because
Oh no, it takes me
just
a
from
few
my
days.
experience with the Tales from the Loop audio that I'm doing. Like, it's just like 4 different sets of audio bars, and it's like, right, I've synced them up, and then literally like half an hour later, they're all off, and I'm like,
Yeah.
right, 1 second, let me just find something to face palm really hard because it's so
Yes.
frustrating. But no, yeah, you go through a lot, mate, just to make everything sound good. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bit
No, you did a pretty good job
fun.
with that.
Yeah.
I just think with Hermit Chronicles that the intro may be a little bit long, but
Hey,
other than that,
it's supposed to be like Mission
It is.
Impossible,
right? yeah.
007 kind of. Okay, who watched the recent 007? And I will tell you that intro is too long. Too long. Just it took him an hour to
I
get
haven't
to
seen
the
it.
first like the theme song. It took him an hour, like the first cutscene.
Oh my
It
gosh.
took an hour to do, and then they get into, okay, now you're watching 007. Here's the theme song, and then the theme song is like 2 or 3 minutes, and then the actual like film starts, and I'm just like, I'm already tired. This is crazy.
But I do like the song. It's fun. It does like set the mood for this like
Yeah,
like spy sort of like so it's fun.
yeah.
It's
It's
cool.
supposed to.
You're doing a good job. I can tell that it's difficult because you're not used to doing all the sound and all this kind of stuff, but you're doing pretty good.
It's It's
Keep
a
it up.
fun
pretty good. Yeah, pretty
Time.
good.
pretty good.
time for me,
Pretty
but
okay.
it also takes ages. At one point I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, I'm just gonna dump this here, dump this there. That makes sense. Yeah, fine. Anyways, so going to specifics, I guess, in the episodes. As you guys were approaching the Winterhold Kingdom, was it? Were you kind of like, okay, this is straightforward. Get in, sneak in, get out.
Oh, that's what I thought we were gonna do.
And you rolled great, so I don't like. The only thing you didn't find was
The entrance.
because it was hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had a great
I
stealth.
know.
So.
It was fun to be stealthy for once, even though it was like really not me in general. And I had to ruin it by going throwing the stones at those guards. But I just thought if we got to get them in.
I didn't
Well,
know
like
how
I
you did that.
was like, we needed to get those like armor and so like my brain like came up with that idea, and I was like, I need that armor. And in my brain, I was like, I'm going to continue to be stealthy, so I won't need armor for myself. And like, I just like, I was thinking like, oh, just a couple of them will come into the forest, and I'll like sneakily slit their throats or whatever, while the others are, staying at the gate. And then, instead of like attracting the entire guard force. So it was a little bit not quite thought out super well, but yeah, I'm not used to being stealthy, so I didn't know what I should do in being stealth. Yep.
Sure.
But I thought it was going to be quick. I thought it was going to be easy.
Go do this, get the otters out, and then get to the Vaulted Kingdom, right?
Right. Exactly what happened, guys.
What do you think? What did you think, Luke?
Yeah, there were parts where, and I forget who says it, where it's like, yeah, you see that guy? That's me. You're probably wondering how I got, like, I was kind of thinking that at some points where I was like, wait, why are we throwing rocks at these people? Or why don't we just go in there? Or so I'm trying to think of like what reader would do as well as we should be doing.
Oh, right.
And the mix of the two. So I think where we ended up there was like, yeah, I have no clue from this point here.
Sure.
Are there other ways we could have gotten? I guess we can talk about
there's
this.
so many ways. There was so many ways. I had possibilities after possibilities. If you guys if you made the right checks, if you did the right things, it would have been flawless. You would have gone in, got out.
Yeah, I mean, we
been
can't talk
easy.
about what actually happened yet, but yeah, well,
But I'm very
you guys will
excited
see.
for who you
but-
meet. Yes.
Yes.
Who you come into contact with is a
Yeah.
nice throwback at this point. So kind of the same question for you, Lee, like with Goro. When I said like roll perception and you hear whistling, what went through your head? Like, was it, oh no, we're gonna fight something, or was it like there's a stampede coming?
No, I knew there was going to be trouble. And also, it's like the one crap stat that I have. And then you were like, oh, these are assassins. And I immediately went, great. And then how that fight panned out, I immediately was like, well, now I know that Jess loves this BS. And he goes into hiding. I'm going to either, like I think I said on the episode, I'm going to just make Molotov cocktails and burn everything to the ground. Or I just jump where they last were and just pray that I just suck into my shell and just basically drop on them, because that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
No, it was really cool because obviously like everything happens for a reason. So it was really funny just to see for like the beginning of the combat. I did not care because we were like, they're not hitting us. This is great. And then as soon as they started hitting, it was immediately like, oh crap, this is not good. So basically, I think out of the whole party, officially, Sam's been downed and I've been downed.
Yes.
And Rita and Hava and
PJ.
Yeah, PJ hasn't gone.
No, not yet.
From the original, from our crew. So
not yet.
I'm glad going second. Number 2, silver medal. Sam got the gold, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
It was really really funny. Just like range, like there's only so many things I can do. Like I can catch and throw them back. That'd be hilarious. But when they hide, I can't really do it. So some of the things I just visualized when I was editing it, just like Goro just getting angry, walking up to a bush and just punching it and missing and just going, oh, they're no longer there. That's sad. Like getting really angry.
One of my favorite lines from your guys' thing was when Sam says, oh, we've got this in the bag. He's like, we've got it. We totally, this is a cinch. And like, because you guys were doing really good at that point. And then all of a sudden, because Jesse kept rolling really horribly. And then all of a sudden, it was just a flip in like your guy, like just like 5 minutes later, at least, it was like, oh my gosh, Goro is down.
Yeah, it was, we jinxed ourselves. It's great. This is what always happens when you're doing really well. You should never like be like, oh yeah, this is easy. Yeah, exactly. We jinxed ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, you going down and then Uber basically going down, like he would have gone down if you guys continued.
He would have gone down if he took another hit, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. It was the entire time I was just like, look, I've given you the tools, you're not using them, I can't help you.
Yeah, when we found that out, that was terrifying. Like that's really awesome. Like, yeah, that reveal is amazing. But I just think the funniest thing about the whole episode, other than screw assassins, they're annoying, was the fact that Goro's goal, other than like trying to sort out what the dealio is with the king, is to get Uber laid. Like literally, like Hava and like their group, Sirius sneaking in, doing a Mission Impossible job. Our whole story arc at the moment is American Pie. Like literally, we're just trying to get Uber laid. That's pretty much our goal now at the moment. It's a side quest.
I love that wholesomeness that happened at the beginning. It was just like you were like, or Goro was just like, yeah, I think we need to get him laid. I just need to get him laid.
He's
a great guy. Uber's a great guy. It's
just the confusion over the 5 stars still. Okay. Don't understand the 5-star rating. Like, I love that because it's like the kind of joke in Demolition Man when they keep bringing up when they go to the bathroom and use the 3 seashells. I'm always going to bring up this. What the heck is this 5-star rating mean? Like, what is this?
So a lot of good, not one-liners, but quirky moments.
Well, my one-liner talking about the donkey assassins.
Oh yes, of course. Yes.
Like, this is for you, Keith. The assassins.
I leave the puns to you guys.
I was like, this is too good not to say. I was like, I know I'm not here, but I am here, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah. Going back to the editing, like, because the edits were kind of off, I did have to delete a lot of your back talk, but listening to it in its raw form, which all of you can do, all you listeners, you can listen to every nook and cranny, every breath that we take, all on Patreon. It's all there. The whole episode in its messiness is playing out there. If you want to listen to it and get all the behind the scenes, there you go. Just give us a little donation. There it is. But yeah, you guys, you and Luke, with the Beatles and the Rango Star and stuff like that.
Missed opportunity there, man. Missed opportunity. We love you though, Jess.
Yeah, that's just how we go. Yeah. I leave the creativity to you guys. I just make the world. I'm the god of the world. You guys just do all the fun stuff. Going back to Hava and Reader, you guys, not really quick, but just kind of a question I had with when frustration hit. Was it just like, okay, I'm done with it? Because I don't know if you got a little bit frustrated too, Luke, because I was like the whole speed, like you getting caught because PJ is not paying attention. But was it like, okay, let's just end this episode?
I think I still have yet to have an outburst against you. We've only got one, the last one, but
it's true.
To question your decision-making process. But I trust you. It's entirely your fault. But
it's true.
I'm, to be quite honest, this was, what would you say, 3 months ago? So I am trying to remember feelings. And I don't remember being angry or upset or anything. It was more of how do we get out of this if he's getting caught? So through a loop, but
sure.
I forgive you.
Sure. And listeners, both of these things I did not railroad. Things just happened. I rolled some dice, and inevitably things came about. In both, that was the other thing with you, Goro, or Lee, your episode with when Sam was the pretending to be the king. What he could have and should have done is rolled maybe insight or intelligence or history on how the king would act, and that would have helped at least me go back and forth with him, because he was, like Davida, I had the king in my head a certain way,
right?
And basically everything that Sam was doing was wrong, was opposite of what the king would actually do. And I was listening to it, and I was like, I was so nice to you guys. I was too nice, to the point where he was like, I need him to be alive. I need Goro to be alive to get his story. Even though I have a bounty on him that says alive or dead, I don't care. It's like, I was like, at this point, I was just too nice to you guys.
I don't know. I think it would have been funny, because honestly, like, if we would have talked our way out of that situation, amazing. If not, we wouldn't have had the amazing, I'm going to raw all your flesh off your bone. Like,
true.
That is still the most amazing / graphic thing I've ever seen. I immediately just had flashbacks of like Sarah Connor in Terminator 2 when she has the like nuclear flashback when she's holding on.
Oh, right, yeah.
Straight to skeleton. And I was like, yep, that's never going to get replaced ever again. But yeah, we now have a king just chilling for us for like 24 hours. So let's go get Uber laid. Like, let's go. We've got Sam pretending to be a king. It's literally, it's literally a comedy. We had a bit of an action. Maybe it's a rom-com. I don't know. Our whole time with Uber, to be honest. I love that.
Uber is actually the main character, and you guys are just.
I think Uber is officially my favorite character. Like, I love Goro, but Uber is amazing. Like, Uber,
he's so good.
Just how brutal he came across, which broke all of us. Just like, I think everyone's dead. Yeah, we gotta move on, I guess. Like, literally, it's one of the funniest things of the whole series so far.
Very true. Very true. Right. I think we're gonna start wrapping things up. Any last thoughts? Any last minute? My favorite part, my least favorite part.
I think I mentioned it. Just the whole let's get Uber laid. That's brilliant. But also, assassins are ass. Like how they were. Oh my gosh, they were just so annoying, man. Like,
it's very annoying.
Unbelievably annoying. How they were like, I'm gonna shoot you and run away, and I was like, these guys are annoying me. Like, I'm just literally, I could just stand. I should have just gone in my shell and just been like, I do nothing.
There you go. That would have helped.
It would have been
given you
so
extra
boring.
Armor. Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, I was basically mirroring Leaf because I had no idea how to use an assassin. So I was just like, okay, he's hiding. I'm gonna hide. He pokes his head out. I'm gonna poke my head out. That's all I was doing. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. So he's my source. Anyone else?
I think it's funny how we always assume the characters are guys, and then I'm a lady, like either like the alligator
Yes.
or the snake.
Yes.
It just like cracks me up every time. I'm just like, yeah, I think the same thing happened with the alligator as well as the snake. I'm just like, I mean, you're a man playing a girl, but your voice is pretty much the same unless you like try and make it sound girly. So, naturally we all assume it's going to be a guy. But it's so funny that when like
Yeah.
randomly you're like, and then the crickets are like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a
And
lady.
I do love that is that I forgot. That is one of my favorite parts. Is basically you got knocked down because you touched her boob. because you touched her boob.
It's the Jackie Chan like Armor of God or Project A, whatever it is, where he like basically double punches her in the boob and he's like, I'm so sorry, and immediately he just takes like a roundhouse kick.
Yes. I love that is the reason you got knocked down.
Yeah,
It-
that was kind of funny.
So good.
Goro's got values.
Sure. Well, that's the most important thing about Goro.
Yeah.
Right, Luke, any like last minute, hey, I love this part, I didn't like this part, I wish we could have done this differently.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see the rabbit, him grow, and so ask for names, suggest names. I just see
Do it.
reader if reader has to start protecting it or what.
Yeah.
But thank you, Jesse, for the gracious gift of
Funny.
pet,
Yeah.
an adoptive child.
Which PJ really did not like those bunnies.
Yes, so true.
Did you roll for that?
I did, I rolled for that. Yeah. I roll for every decision. I don't try and
Which is just like kind of funny, just due to the fact that Keith wanted to have a animal companion.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, has Keith ever texted you and been like, dude, I totally would have gotten a rabbit.
No, I don't think he's ever listened to any of these episodes.
He says that, but I bet he does it in the
Yeah.
shadows, crying into a pillow.
Oh.
So, yeah, okay. Thank you guys for listening. We are Rolling Across the Pond, and we really enjoyed the episodes. Hope you did, and keep in touch. And I'm going to hand it over to Hava. Or Davida. Dang it, I do that every time. I don't know why. It's not even a thing.
I could do it as Hava if you want.
No, it'd take too long.
Oh, sorry. I'm kidding. Thanks guys for listening. For more updates, go to our Instagram at rollingacrossthepond.com or at rollingacrossthepond or our website rollingacrossthepond.com, where you can go and check out our Patreon link there and support us more. You can listen to our unedited versions and hear all the extra rants and other things that we probably said lots of bad things about Jesse, but he edited it out. Or
No, I would
other
leave those
awkward
in.
Oh, I know you. Or just jokes that weren't applicable, or just things, little extra things that might have just taken up too much time to be in the real episode. But you can go and listen to those if you're supporting us on Patreon. So check that out. If you want, you can also send us a voice message or an email, send us fan art, and and tell your friends. We want to have more people listening, and we love it, and we hope that you guys love it too. So tune in next time for Rolling Across the Pond.
And I just remembered two different things. Thank you. We've reached 1,000 listens in total, like probably more than that now. But thank you for your support and your diligence with being with us. And another thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. Basically, just to let you all know, Sam is going through a lot emotionally and physically and all that. And so he's taking a break from the podcast. He's, just keep him in your thoughts, keep him in your prayers, and hopefully he'll join us when he's getting better. I talked to him, we talk to him now and then, and he's doing well. It's just a lot's going on. So, yeah, he'll join us at some point, but for now it's the four of us, and we're going to have a few guests on, and as you've heard from the Halloween episode, we'll have guests here and there. So, hope you enjoy that, and we will continue with our main campaign. as we can.
And a couple of
Right.
extras. So tune in if you want to hear a couple of little extra fun stuff that may be releasing at some point. Little side quests or other RPG, other games, different outside of the campaign. And you guys stay tuned to listen to stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool. Great. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.